Today, we journey back in time to meet a pivotal ancestor, a creature that fundamentally reshaped our understanding of human origins, Ardipithecus Ramidus. That phrase, a mosaic combination, is really the key to understanding this creature. It's like a biological puzzle. Some pieces, like its clear ability to climb, look like they belong to a much older tree-dwelling ape. But other pieces, like the features for walking upright on 2 feet, are the very first steps on the path that led to us. Ardipithecus was a creature of 2 worlds, and that's precisely what makes it such a revolutionary discovery. So to truly grasp the importance of Ardipithecus, we first have to see exactly where it sits within the grand timeline of our own evolution. Okay, let's place Ardi on this timeline. The hominin lineage, that's the group that includes us and all our extinct relatives, split from the chimpanzee line somewhere around 6 to 7 million years ago. Then, way back at 4.4 million years ago, Ardipithecus Ramidus appears on the scene. Now, to put that into perspective, it lived more than 1 million years before the famous Lucy, and millions of years before our own genus, Homo, even came into existence. We're looking at one of our earliest known ancestors, a rare window into the very dawn of our lineage. The story of Ardipithecus is also the story of a monumental scientific discovery, one that unfolded in the remote badlands of Ethiopia. It all started in 1993. In the incredibly fossil-rich grounds of Adamis, part of the Middle Awash region, researchers found the first tantalizing clues, fossilized teeth and pieces of a jaw. These initial finds were just fragments, but they hinted at a brand new and previously unknown hominin species. And what followed was an absolute wealth of evidence. Over the years, paleontologists unearthed more than 110 different fossil specimens. This wasn't just a single lucky find. These bones came from at least 36 different individuals. Now, having a sample size that large is a complete game changer. It lets scientists study variation within the species and build a much more complete, much more reliable picture of what Ardipithecus was really like. But the real breakthrough, the crown jewel, came in 1994 with the discovery of a partial skeleton. Nicknamed Ardi, this single individual was an astonishing 45% complete. In the world of fossil hunting, that is an absolute treasure. The name itself is so fitting. Ardi means ground floor and Ramid means root in the local Afar language. It really signifies the species' place right at the base of our family tree. This skeleton, Ardi, provided the blueprint, the key to finally unlocking the secrets of her species. And this brings us to the anatomy of Ardipithecus Ramidus, which is without a doubt its most fascinating aspect. It truly is a mosaic, a stunning mix of primitive, ape-like traits built for a life in the trees, and derived, human-like traits built for walking on the ground. Let's start with the skull. First off, look at the brain size. At 300 to 350 cubic centimeters, Ardi's brain was tiny, much closer in size to a chimpanzee's than to a modern human's. But then, look at the foramen magnum. That's the hole at the base of the skull where the spinal cord connects. In chimps, it's positioned toward the back. In humans, it's right underneath to balance our upright head. Ardi's has shifted forward, a clear telltale sign of an upright posture. And notice the canines. Unlike the large, sharp canines that apes use for display and fighting, Ardi's were small, more like ours. This suggests a very different kind of social structure, one with perhaps less aggression between males. The pelvis tells a really compelling story, almost in 2 separate parts. The upper portion is short and broad, shaped much like the pelvis of later hominins, including us. This specific shape is a critical adaptation for walking on 2 legs, because it helps stabilize the body's weight over each leg as you take a step. But if you look at the lower part of that exact same pelvis, you see something entirely different. It keeps a more primitive ape-like structure. This lower section served as a powerful anchor for the big leg muscles needed for climbing. This duality in a single bone perfectly illustrates Ardi's existence, living a life both on the ground and up in the trees. And this 2 worlds pattern continues all the way down the skeleton. You see features for climbing, like its long arms and long curved fingers, which were perfect for gripping branches. And interestingly, its wrists were flexible, proving it wasn't a knuckle walker like modern chimps or gorillas. At the same time, its leg bones show clear adaptations for walking upright, and the foot itself was rigid, which created a strong lever to push off the ground with each step. But the most incredible part is attached to that walker's foot, a divergent, grasping big toe. It was basically a thumb on its foot, a perfect, primitive tool for climbing. These remarkable fossils do more than just reveal anatomy. They help us reconstruct the world Ardipithecus inhabited and even what it ate. The analysis suggests that Ardipithecus was a generalist omnivore. Its diet likely consisted of softer foods that you would find in a forest setting, things like fruits, young leaves, and tender shoots. And the main evidence for this comes directly from its teeth. The molars of Ardipithecus have a relatively thin layer of enamel. This is a crucial detail. thin enamel just wouldn't hold up to a diet of hard, abrasive foods like tough roots or nuts. Instead, it points to a creature that relied on the softer resources available in the forest. The discovery of Ardipithecus, you see, did more than just add a new name to the human family tree. It forced a complete rethinking of one of the most fundamental questions in all of human evolution. Where and why did our ancestors first stand up?
For decades, the dominant idea was the savanna theory. It proposed that as Africa's climate became drier and forests shrank, our ancestors were forced down from the trees and had to evolve bipedalism to survive out on the open grasslands. Well, Ardipithecus turned that entire theory on its head. The evidence, from Ardi's own bipedal body to the fossils of other forest-dwelling animals found right alongside it, proved that bipedalism did not originate on the savanna. It began in the woods.
Ardi's fossils were found alongside faunal remains, indicating she lived in a wooded environment. This contradicts the open savanna theory for the origin of bipedalism, which states that humans learned to walk upright as climates became drier and environments became more open and grassy. The Ardi skeleton provides fundamental insights, demonstrating that bipedalism, the defining synapomorphy of the tribe hominin, originated in a forest setting, in a species that retained strong climbing abilities, rather than arising only once hominins had fully transitioned to open terrestrial environments.